This one's called Get Comfortable, because once we get to know someone, we open up, trust, and share. It's the same thing with improvisation. Once you get comfortable with the pattern, the feelings and melodies start to flow. You're going to be improvising in D mixolydian, which is the same as G major, except D is now the keynote. And then very briefly, for the last 2 bars of the vacation, that second pattern that I usually go to, just the last 2 measures, you're going to switch to C mixolydian, which is B flat only, like F major, but C's the keynote. I'll cue you when you go to C and when you come back. Let's start in D mixolydian, just an F sharp. 1, 2, ready, go. In addition to improvising freely with the scales, D mixolydian and C mixolydian, you could also play the same chords I'm playing. If you take a look at what my right hand is doing, because my left hand is just staying on a pedal tone, otherwise you'd look at that. First I'm playing D major, so you could take that. And you might be thinking, well, you don't have a D on the bottom. That's because I've changed the order of the notes of the chord. Instead of putting the key note on the bottom, and instead of putting the next note on the bottom, I've put the 5th on the bottom. So second inversion. Next chord I play, C major. And again in second inversion because its 5th is on the bottom. And then G major, I've already got my thumb on G, so I'm just going to keep it in root position. And back to D. So again, those chords are D, C, G, and D. So you can take the same chords I'm playing, and again, you just look at my right hand, see what chord I'm playing, and you can break them up to make melodies. Oh, 1, 2, ready, go. Those same chords and change the top notes to make melodies. So it looks like I'm playing all this different stuff, but really I started in D major, adjusted fingers a little bit so that I had fingers left over to go up from there. And I could really go wherever I wanted as far as my hand is comfortable reaching. And again, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just changing that top note wherever I feel like reaching and for however long I feel like doing it. Alright, so using those same chords to change the top note. Oh, 1, 2, ready, go. You can even use those same chords to add a blue note. You do that by finding the third of the chord, so if I'm in second inversion, we already know the fifth is on the bottom. That puts the key note in the middle, which only leaves the top note to be our blue note. You just add a half step below it to make it sound blue. When we go to C, there's our third. When we go to G, and that one I'm keeping in root position, so third's in the middle. And then back to D, there's our third. One, two, ready, go. So you have a few ideas now. Freely improvising in D mixolydian, C mixolydian, taking the chords that I'm playing and breaking them up into melodies. Taking those same chords and just changing their top notes. And finally, adding a blue note by playing the key a half step below the third. That only works with major chords, by the way, because minors naturally have their blue note in them. And remember, the title is Get Comfortable, so get comfortable with one idea so that the feelings and the melodies can start to flow. And then move on to another idea until that one's comfortable. 1, 2, ready, go. you.